Thank you, everybody, for being here. We have Gabby, Carl, and Ashley Hatch. Jason, go ahead and kick us off.
Thanks, Sam. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Gabby. Thanks for speaking with us today. Good to see you. I guess we'll start with an easy one here. How was your off season coming into, I think preseason's now like halfway over, it feels like. How was your off season? What did you focus on? What did you do to sort of move on from last year to this year?
Sorry. Sure, I got it.
Okay.
I think for me, the off season is a good time to reset. So I took the time I needed to be off, not touch a soccer ball. And then early January, I was back in Washington, training and doing stuff to get ready for this season. So it was a good off season.
Yeah, I would say similar to Gabby, I took some good time off, spent a lot of time with family, which was really nice. And then early January as well, started training in Arizona and then came to DC a little bit before preseason to get back into things. So it was nice reset.
How was it to sort of to come back into the swing of things, to come into preseason, given there's so much change at the club, in kind of a different way, than in past years? I know it's been kind of a big change every year, but how was it to sort of, or how did the club maybe set you up to come into this preseason and sort of mitigate the uncertainty or anything else that you might have been feeling from that?
I feel like they did a good job of trying to communicate things to us as soon as they were able to. Obviously, some things need to be kept like confidential until they can share with us. But before they shared anything with like the media or anything went public, we were told either through like a Teamworks message or like a group call. So I feel like the club did a good job of that. But obviously, there's still a lot of unknowns, especially with changes happening so close to like season and stuff. So I feel like it's a little bit of a balance of just being ready for whatever changes the club does decide to make and also realizing it's a new year and there's going to be changes. So I feel like a little bit of both.
Appreciate it. I'll pass the mic here.
Andre, go ahead.
Hello, thank you both for speaking with us. I'll start with Gabby. Thankfully, where I'm talking to you after you've already been called up, so you don't have to lie or anything, or not lie.
We're going back to
that. Yeah. Just want to know your thoughts on being called up and kind of what it means to you and the recognition of your game from a national team perspective.
For sure. I mean, it's always an honor to be called up to your national team. The Gold Cup is a new competition for the women's game, so it's exciting to be a part of that. It's a month long. It's right before season, so there's this component that's for sure interesting, but excited to be there for sure.
Appreciate that, and good luck in it as well. Ashley, I wanted to talk to you about we heard a little story from one of the draft picks, Courtney Brown, who you may have known when she was very tiny. Do you mind sharing that story and how it was when you met her and you let her know that you remembered her?
Yeah, I was a player at BYU when she came to one of our BYU summer soccer camps, and where all the players are like the coaches of those camps, and she was on my team with one of her best friends, Ellie, who plays on BYU right now. And yeah, I just remember them being really good players and had great personalities, and I had a lot of fun coaching them. And so I think I've followed her on Instagram since then. And then when I saw she got drafted to our team, I was like reached out and was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Congrats. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. She's like all grown up now. It makes me feel a little bit old, but really fun to see her and have her out here with us.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'll step aside. I have a couple more questions, but I'll step aside.
Before I circle back to Jason, Peyton or Steph?
Go. Sorry, my computer's being weird. I don't know. It's not letting me raise my hand. But thank you both for meeting with us this afternoon. How has, I guess, as you're kind of closing down this California part of camp or preseason, how I know it's been rainy, that wasn't maybe expected. So kind of how have you guys been adapting? Have you kind of seen how the team adapts from like seeing how you've all reacted to kind of like unexpected things popping up there. And just like how would you say on a personal level you felt through this kind of leg of preseason?
I mean, you leave Virginia, it's snowing, and then you arrive to California and it's downpouring. So that's been something. I don't know what Mother Nature is doing right now. But it's been good. I mean, adversity is never bad in when you're training in adverse conditions like that, it adds a sort of intensity where it's like, okay, like we're really doing this. So yeah, conditions haven't been there for us, but I think it's added something, an intensity, and it's been good so far.
Yeah, I would add, I think the group has responded really well. I think we have a lot of young players that are just eager to be out here and play. And like Gabby said, I think it's like helped us just see what each and every one of us are made of and helped us kind of like step up our level and our intensity. And it's just been fun to see everyone step up even under not ideal conditions.
All right, back to Jason.
Gabby, I wanted to ask you, I know maybe you don't want to speak on behalf of the entire Canadian national team, but obviously there's been a lot of turmoil between the team and the federation, and also there's been a very kind of constantly unraveling situation between the federation and Canada Soccer Business, which is maybe not my favorite name in the world because it's very confusing. I wanted to know your perspective on where things stand now on that front, because it seems like once a week something changes, something shifts, and it seems like a very murky situation to navigate for a player.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a few years now where we've been in this sort of fight. Now it's taken another route now. But for legal reasons, I've been asked not to comment. But I mean, everything that you've seen in the media is pretty much what's been going on, and yeah, we're in this.
Mm-hmm. This one's maybe for both of you. Obviously, with 6 draft picks coming in, as well as, you know, the 2 players that weren't drafted but have come in as well. I know you've probably both seen an influx of young players in your careers during an off season, but maybe I don't know if it's ever been quite to this extent. How has that shifted the dynamic within the group? How is the, for lack of a better way to put it, how has the vibe been with all these new faces coming in?
I feel like the vibe's been really good. I think you do have the aspect of younger players coming into the league, but you also have players who are in college for 5 years now instead of 4. So a lot of our draft picks, I feel like, are very mature. And like I said, they feel like they're professionals already. They've done such a good job integrating into the group. So the vibes have been really, really good. Like Gabby said earlier, it's been intense. Everyone's been working really hard. And I'm excited for us to continue to grow as a group, especially with all the younger new players.
Appreciate it. I'll step aside again here.
Andre.
All right, I got a couple questions for both of you. The first one for both, I saw recently that it looked like you had a visit and training by USA Blind Soccer, and I was just kind of wondering what that experience was like and what you learned, and just I was like, it was really cool to see. So I just wanted to get your experiences on how that was.
It was the coolest thing, really. Seeing how how good they are at what they do, and I mean, life hasn't necessarily dealt them the easiest hand, but they're just so cool to be around, and they're so they're so good at what they do. Oh my God, we tried to we tried to play with the goggles on, so blacked out, couldn't see anything, and it's something for sure.
Yeah, we weren't very good.
No, oh God, you lose the
Yeah.
ball really fast. The ball has like the little bells inside, so you're supposed to hear it. And they know where the ball is at all times, whereas I couldn't tell you. I lost it so many times.
Yeah, like Gabby said, it was like one of the coolest experiences ever. I don't think any of us were really anticipating it. I think Andy maybe suggested the idea to one of our staff, and then one of our staff like made it happen and set it up. And so it was a pleasant surprise after training, they came over and we learned about their game of soccer and all the rules and how they play, and they just had such a great attitude, and their attitude was just like contagious. And I think it put a lot of things into perspective for all of us, especially kind of like, oh, it's raining here, like stupid little things that we may be complaining about, like just left our minds because we're like, wow, look at these men's players who are playing the game that we love, and they're thriving, and they're just such a good example to us. And so it was really, really fun to learn with them and to just to play their game for a little bit. I don't think any of us would be able to keep up with them.
No.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I was wondering how that experience went. More specifically to the spirit and kind of what's changing ahead of 2024 in terms of the style of play. You know, we know last season, very direct. This season, we're kind of looking at really extreme examples of possession-based football coming from Spain and Spanish coaches, obviously Barcelona coach coming soon. So I guess I'm wondering, two questions, and if you could both answer, that'd be great. Just kind of what are the challenges you're anticipating in switching kind of your mindsets and the skill set to kind of be able to change the style of play? And also, what are like some things in training that you've been working on to help that transition?
Give me a sec. Go ahead. Sure. So I feel like the challenge with the style of play is just simply that it's different, and maybe some of our tendencies to go direct or play quickly, we're gonna have to just kind of retrain our decision making, like as individuals and as a team. I think there'll be a little bit of growing pains, but I think we're all really excited and really eager to work it out. And I think some things that we've been working on, specifically like this camp of preseason, is just like our spacing and how we can support each other in different pockets around the field and how we can stretch the opponent. It's been pretty it's a simple concept, but to get everyone on the same page and doing it correctly at the right time it takes time, and it's a little bit more difficult. But I feel like everyone's really embraced it well, and I'm excited for us to continue to grow and learn together.
Yeah, and I think the fact that our team is quite different this year, and I think we've gotten players that love to play really possession-based soccer. And then the fact that we have so much time still in preseason to grow. Yeah, it's looking good.
Appreciate that. And if you allow one more follow-up, and I'm sorry, I just wanted to also know, in terms of your own individual skill sets and the style of play, what are you kind of most looking forward to being able to utilize, as opposed to going from direct to now you're going to have the ball a bit more? So what are you kind of looking forward to utilizing your games already that exists already?
It's a good question. I think because now we're focusing on possession-based, close proximity, we're gonna have options. There's gonna be options. Obviously, you can always play long, but there's gonna be more options to play for sure.
Yeah, I think similar to Gabby, I'm just excited to link up with my other attacking players, my forwards and obviously midfielders. And I think for me, I'm excited about just getting more opportunities in and around the box. We played 11v11 today, and I thought we already saw a big difference from last year to this year, and in the decisions that we were making in the attacking third. And I feel like we'll be able to create a lot more quality chances and opportunities instead of like just hoping and praying that we can get 1v1 and get a shot off. So I'm just excited for us to create more quality opportunities as a unit.
Appreciate that. Thank you both for your answers.
And Jason, wrap us up.
Ashley, I wanted to ask sort of to piggyback on this question. I think roughly this time last year we were talking about how you came to the Spirit having you're at BYU and at North Carolina, it was very much get in behind. And then for those first few years of the Spirit, it was check to the ball. And last year it was now get back into the game behind. Is this season back to checking to the ball, or is it maybe like a happy medium? It seems like you've only been asked to sort of follow two extremes throughout really your whole career.
Yeah, I would say this season it's both. It's just reading the game, reading the opponent, reading the person that's on the ball, trying to stay in the middle of the park and just occupy the center backs as much as possible. So yeah, I would say it's finding the balance of like when to come and support, link up, but also when to threaten team three and run and stretch the back line. So yeah, I would say the goal this year is to just make the right decision in the right moment and doing both.
Last one, this one might be easy or it might be difficult, but I've had people ask about the warm-up gear as to whether it's blue or gray. And you actually have it, so I'm going to defer to you because I genuinely don't know.
This,
I think it's blue.
it's blue.
Yeah.
It's
Blue?
for sure
I
blue.
think it's blue.
Yeah.
Okay, those are pretty emphatic answers, so that's good. That might, because people have been asking me, and I'm like, I don't know. I can't tell. I don't want to enter a blue dress or
Oh,
the
Yeah.
one of those. So
Definitely
um,
blue,
yeah.
but I could see how maybe some people would
Yeah.
confuse it.
In person, you can tell that it's blue.
Yeah.
okay, because you kind of at the last second almost opened it up to gray. But blue it is. That's it for me. Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Gabby. We will see y'all back in DC.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. Safe trip back.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.